All right, let's find a comfortable seat. And we'll begin by rubbing the palms of our hands together, bringing focus and energy into the palms. And take the fingertips and gently brush them across the forehead, temples, and cheeks, brushing away any worries or expectations. Bring the fingertips to the eyes, palms to the cheeks, turning your attention inward. And take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. And when you're ready, you can float your hands down, either keeping your eyes closed or gazing downward. Lift the heart with each inhaling breath, sitting bones sinking toward the earth with each exhale. And we'll tune in with 3 ohms. Feel free to join in or just absorb the vibrations. Take a moment to absorb the vibrations of the mantra as it connects us all as one. Allowing yourself to settle here this Saturday morning. Set an intention for your practice, something you'd like to nurture or cultivate within yourself. Bring your awareness to the breath. Allow each inhale to bring you here, to this room, to this moment. Allow each exhale to release anything not needed for your practice today. With your next inhaling breath, allow the belly to soften and expand. And as you exhale, draw the belly toward the back. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly and open the ribs, reaching them out to the sides. And as you exhale, contract the belly and relax the ribs. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding and opening, contracting and relaxing. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly, open the ribs, and lift the chest, creating space for your heart. And as you exhale, contract, relax, and lower. Continue this full deep breath, expanding the lungs in all directions with each inhale. Completely releasing the breath with each exhale. As we continue this full deep breath, gently place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Feeling the breath, moving the hands. Noticing which hand moves first with the inhale, which hand moves first with the exhale. I'm trying to balance the length of the inhale and the exhale. Allowing the breath to equally fill the entire lungs, from the lower lungs down near the belly to the upper lungs near the heart. With each inhale, send some kind and loving thoughts to yourself. Perhaps something that you would say to someone else, or you'd like for someone else to say to you. Share those words of loving kindness with yourself through your breath. Let's take one more full breath. When you reach the end of your exhale, return to your natural breath, and you can float the hands down to your legs. Taking a moment to notice any changes you feel in your mind or body. remembering that our breath is always with us to help find those moments of peace, calm. Bringing your awareness to your right hand, allow the tips of the thumb and pointer finger to come together, and bring those fingertips to your heart center. Turning your attention deeper inward toward your heart, looking within for your inner light and your inner joy. As you find that connection with the light within you, allow its warm glow to flow on the breath throughout your entire body. As you find that connection with your inner joy, allow it to radiate up onto your face in a smile. And breathe it out into the space around you, like a comforting blanket, holding that joy all around you. As we continue our practice, allow your light and joy to flow through each breath and movement, honoring all that you are in each moment. When you're ready, you can float your hand down and gently open your eyes. If you'd like to switch your legs, go ahead and do that, or if you need to change positions, definitely listen to your body. I'm going to listen to mine and wet my throat with some tea. And with your next inhaling breath, let's scrunch the shoulders up by our ears. And as we exhale, press the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Let's bring the hands in front of the chest, palms facing down, tucking the shoulders back and down. Lift the heart. Take a couple of breaths into the heart. Now let's press the elbows back toward each other, lifting the heart a little more. Think about squeezing the center of the shoulder blades toward each other, wringing out any tension. And then we'll open the arms wide, turn the palms up, lift the heart a little more, gently squeezing the lower corners of the shoulder blades toward each other. If it feels okay, you can flex the wrists, pressing through the palms. Then we'll bring the arms in front, crossing the right over the left, bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or left hand around the right wrist. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Gently squeeze the arms together, pushing the elbows away from you, breathing into the upper back. Relax the jaw and gently draw the chin toward the throat, relaxing the back of the neck. If it feels okay, you can gently begin to lower and lift the elbows. And if it feels okay, you can add a little arch with that inhale. And folding forward with the exhale. Releasing the arms down, the weight of the arms to stretch through the upper back, but pay attention to your low back as well. Don't bend too far forward if it causes any strain. And then with your next inhale, we'll lift back up to center. Unwrap the arms open wide, pressing through the palms. And then we'll bring the arms in front, crossing the left over the right. Bending at the elbows, hands back to back, and right hand around the left wrist, if that feels okay. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Gently squeezing the arms together and pressing through the elbows to open the upper back. Jaw and neck are relaxed. And if it feels okay, you can again begin to lower and lift, stretching through the shoulders. And with your next inhale, if it feels okay, lifting those elbows higher, gently arching. And then again, folding forward with the exhale, if that feels okay. Listening to your body. Breathing into the upper back. And with your next inhale, coming back to the center and unwrapping the arms. Roll the shoulders around a little. And then let's interlace the fingers, pressing the palms out in front. We're going to roll the shoulders forward, drop the chin, round the spine. With your next inhale, lift the arms up and back, gently arching. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. This time with your exhale, leave the palms up and gently drop the chin. Soften the elbows, rolling the shoulder blades back toward each other, squeezing the upper corners together this time. Noticing the jaw, relaxing the back of the neck. Squeezing those upper corners of the shoulder blades, wringing out tension through the shoulders and neck. And if it feels okay, you can press the palms a little higher, but really listen to your elbows and shoulders. And with your next inhale, lift the chin. And as you exhale, float the hands down. Let's bring the left knee to meet the right, and we'll sit on that right hip. You can keep a blanket under you or place it in a different place, maybe under the knee or under one hip, if that feels better. And then we're going to inhale the hands up behind the head. And as you exhale, bring the left elbow toward the ankles. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. This time, hold and breathe. Dropping that right hip toward the mat, lift up through the right elbow. Chin is gently away from the chest. Breathing into the right side of the body. And with your next inhaling breath, lift up tall. And as you exhale, we're going to float the hands down, left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the right hip. We'll face forward, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently twist toward the right. Head comes around last. Lifting the heart with your inhale, gently twisting through the exhale. Hold and breathe. And with your next inhaling breath, come back to the center and let the breath go. We're going to switch our legs. So we'll bring the feet on the right side of the body, sitting on the left hip a little bit more. It always feels weird for me when we make that switch. It feels more comfortable the first way for some reason. So again, adding that blanket or block under a knee or a hip just to help you feel more balanced and even. And then with your next inhale, we'll bring the hands behind the head. Exhale, we'll bring the right elbow toward the ankles. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Hold and breathe. Dropping that left hip toward the mat, reaching the left elbow up toward the sky. Breathing into the side of the body. Chin is gently away from the chest. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. And as you exhale, float the hands down. We'll bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the left hip. Inhale, lifting the heart facing forward. And as you exhale, gently twist toward the left, head comes around left. Hold and breathe. Lifting the heart with your inhale, gently twisting with the exhale. Finding that edge between flexibility and inflexibility. And with your next inhale, come back to the center, and we'll let the breath go. And let's extend our legs out in front of us, bringing the feet down toward the end of the mat. Lengthening through the spine, shoulders back and down. Let's work with staff pose. So we're going to engage the quadriceps, drawing the kneecaps up, flexing the feet, toes pointing up toward the sky, reaching through the heels, gently lifting them off the floor if that feels okay, and noticing if you're engaging both the inner and outer quads, or if maybe your feet are rolling out or turning in, trying to have them a little more neutral so that both inner and outer quads are engaged. Spine is tall, shoulders back and down. You can gently rest the hands on the floor if you'd like. Reaching through those heels. And with your next exhaling breath, gently let the legs go. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, gently fold forward. Resting the hands on the legs, floor, or feet. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, softening. So you want to think about the ribs coming toward the thighs. Lengthening through the back of the neck, but not worrying about the head getting toward the legs. You want to keep the spine nice and long and be gentle with this first stretching of the back and the back of the legs. Lengthening with the inhale, softening through the exhale. With each out breath, letting go of any tightness or tension you're holding on to, any worries that might be swirling around. Let them flow out with the breath. With your next inhale, lift up tall. And we'll bring the hands behind us. Fingertips pointing toward the hips. Again, legs can be pointed. No, legs can be straight with your toes pointed, lifting into inclined plane. Or you can bend the knees, bring the feet hip width apart, and lift into reverse table. So whichever you would like to do today for your counter pose. With your next inhaling breath, lift the hips. Exhale, gently lower and hover if that feels okay. Strengthening, inhale, lift. Exhale, hover. Inhale, lift, hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down with the breath. And notice your elbows, make sure that they're slightly bent, not locked. Head extends out from the spine. Pressing the hips high. One more breath. And with that exhale, you can gently lower down. We'll shake out the wrists. And then we'll gently roll the rest of the way down. Tucking the shoulders under, arms alongside the body. Gently scan of the body, noticing any parts that feel tired, achy, or sore. Honoring yourself and your body by listening to its messages. Pushing yourself to your edge, but not beyond it. And remembering that each time you do yoga, your body is a little bit different. Let's go ahead and bend the right leg, floating the hands to the knee as you draw it in toward the chest. Lengthen through the neck, shoulders tuck under, soften through the hip. Keeping the left hand on the knee, allow the right arm to fall out to the side, palm facing down. And as you exhale, gently twist over the left side of the body. Right hip comes off of the mat, foot comes across toward the floor. Vision toward the right arm as much as feels okay for your neck. Release the muscles around the hip. Ease the spine into the twist. With your next inhaling breath, come back to the center. Extending the leg up toward the sky, take hold behind the hamstrings, calf, or ankle. With your exhale, toes reach toward the ceiling. Inhale, flexing, pressing through the heel. Follow your breath, releasing the front and the back of the leg. Now begin to make slow, gentle circles with your ankle, stretching your foot as far as it can go in each direction. And reverse the circles. Reaching through the heel. Let's gently arch the low back, letting the sitting bones drop down, feeling the hip grounded into the earth as you reach through the heel. Then we'll tuck the pelvis, drawing the belly muscles down, and draw the leg toward the torso just as far as feels okay. Continuing to reach through the heel. Belly muscles are strong. Can stay here or with your next exhaling breath, lift the head and chest toward the leg. Inhale, lower the head and chest. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down, listening to your body. Reaching through the heel. Neck is nice and long, belly muscles pull down. You can stay here, or if you'd like to add a little extra challenge, you can flex your left foot and lift it a little bit off the floor. And you can stay here, or releasing the arms, bring them down alongside the legs. One more breath. And gently lower that left leg. With your next inhale, lower the head and chest. And as you exhale, slowly lower the right leg. Once you reach the floor, take a deep breath in and out. Then we'll bend the left leg, floating the hands to the knee as you draw it in toward the chest. Shoulders tuck under. Neck is nice and long. Soften around the hip. Keeping the right hand on the knee, allow the left arm to fall out to the side, palm facing down. And with your exhale, gently twist over the right side of the body. Left hip comes off of the floor, foot comes across. Gently turning the chin, the vision toward the left hand, just as far as feels okay for your neck. Release the muscles around the hip, easing the spine into the twist. With your next inhaling breath, come back to the center. Extending the leg up toward the sky, take hold behind the hamstrings, calf, or ankle. Exhale, pointing the toes toward the sky. Inhale, flexing. Follow your breath, releasing the front and the back of the leg. Now begin to make slow, gentle circles with your ankle, stretching the foot as far as it can go in each direction. And reverse the circles. Reaching through the heel, we'll gently arch the low back, letting the sitting bones drop down, rooting into the earth. And with your next exhale, tuck the pelvis, drawing the belly muscles down, and draw the leg toward the torso just as far as feels okay. Continuing to reach through the heel. Can stay here, or if it feels okay with your next exhaling breath, lift the head and chest toward the leg. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down with the breath or rest. Can stay here, or if it feels okay, gently flex the right foot, lifting it off the floor a few inches. Reaching through the heel. You can stay here or release the hands. Really focusing on the belly muscles being engaged, neck nice and long. One more breath. And we'll lower the right leg. Inhale, lowering the head and chest. Exhale, gently lowering the left leg. Once you reach the floor, take a deep breath in and out. Let's bend the knees, bringing both knees into the chest, hugging into Uttanasana. And gently roll from side to side a little, massaging the low back if that feels good. Then let's spread the knees wide, slip the hands behind the knees if that feels okay, or reaching the arms between the legs, taking hold of the arches of the feet. From either position, bring the soles of the feet to face the ceiling. Lengthen through your neck. Ease the knees outside of the ribs as much as feels okay. Low back sinks toward the mat. Soften consciously around the hips. And relax the muscles of the face as you surrender into Ananda Balasana, happy baby pose. Let's bring the knees or the feet down and the knees back together. From here, you can either roll to your side, pressing up with the hands, or slip the hands behind the knees, kicking your feet over your head, and gently rock up. And let's come forward onto our hands and knees. If you'd like to have some extra padding under the knees, please feel free to add that. So we're going to bring our hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, softening the elbows so the inner elbows are facing each other. Shoulders are tucked back and down, head extended out, belly muscles drawn up. Take a breath in and out. And with your next inhale, gently lift the tailbone, drop the spine, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, drop the chin. Inhale, lifting, spine follows. Exhale, rounding. Follow your breath, strengthening through the back with the inhale, releasing as you draw the belly up with the exhale. Let's begin to add some leg movement with the arching. So with next inhaling breath, let's reach the right leg back. And as you exhale, draw it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, round. Following your breath, staying rooted through the hands and knee, allowing that movement through the leg and arching of the back, energizing. We'll do one more. And then we'll switch legs as we inhale and exhale, coming down. With your next inhale, reaching the left leg up, gently arching and rounding. Oops, got beads in my mouth. Following the breath, staying rooted through the other three limbs as the left leg moves. Let's do one more. And then we'll bring the knees down. Let's walk the hands out a few inches. And we'll drop the heart down into reclined puppy pose. Letting the forehead rest on the mat, releasing through the wrists to make some small circles with the wrists if that feels good as well. Just stretching the fingers wide and then bringing them back into fists as well. And resting the palms down. If it feels okay, you can lift the chin and let the heart come a little closer to the floor, paying attention to your shoulders. And with your next inhale, we'll shift up onto our hands, maybe walking them back a couple of inches. Let's tuck the toes under and press the hips up and back into downward dog. Softening the knees, we'll press one heel down and then the other, walking the dog. Thinking about lengthening through the calves. And pressing back through both hips and both heels. Lengthening through the spine, letting the head fall between the arms with the chin gently away from the chest. Feeling rooted and grounded through the hands and feet as the hips lift high. Pressing into the left foot, let's inhale the right leg up behind us. And as you exhale, bring the knee into the chest and gently step forward. And you can help it along there with your hand or walk the toes a little further. And then we'll drop the back knee down. Notice if the right foot is really close in front of, in alignment with the knee, then that makes it harder to balance. So we really want it on the outside so it's more in line with the hips. So it gives us a little more balance. We're going to add a little movement today. So we're going to root through the foot, the front foot, press that right hip back, left hip forward. And we're going to inhale, lifting the arms up, and exhale, coming forward, keeping the legs nice and still, just moving the upper body. Inhale, lift, arching. Exhale, fold forward. Once more, arching, and exhale forward. Bring the hands down, gently rocking the hip back. We'll add that movement here as well. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, gently rocking back and lengthening. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, come forward. Let's plant the left hand on the mat on the inside of the right foot. And we're going to take the right hand, and if it feels okay to have the movement, go ahead and do that, or you can hold static. So we're going to inhale, sweeping that right arm up. Exhale, floating it down. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, float. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, float the hand down. We're going to place it on the inside of the right foot. Shifting to pressing the right elbow and right knee against each other for stability. We'll inhale the left arm up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, lift, opening the heart. Exhale, gently closing. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lowering. Let's gently rock that right leg back one more time. And then we'll tuck the toes of the back foot under and gently step back into downward dog. Lengthening through both heels, lifting up through both hips. Taking a few breaths and noticing what maybe feels the same or different between the right and the left sides of the body. And we'll gently press into the right foot, kicking the left foot up behind us. We'll exhale, swinging that left foot through, bringing the right knee down. And again, helping the leg a little if you need to, so the knee can be stacked over the ankle, making sure the foot is a little bit wide out to the left side, so it's a little wider base for you. You can uncurl the toes of the back foot. Pressing into the left foot, press the left hip back, right hip forward, squaring the hips with the front of the mat. And you can stay here, or if it feels okay, we'll inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Keeping the legs nice and steady as our upper body moves. I'll bring the hands to the mat, rocking that left hip back. Inhale, lifting the heart as we come forward, dropping the right hip. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. And inhale, forward. Place the right hand on the mat or a block on the inside of the left foot. And with your next inhaling breath, let's sweep the left arm up. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, float. This time we'll bring the arm on the inside of the left foot. Pressing the left shoulder and knee against each other for stability. With your inhale, sweep the right arm up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, fold. Once more, sweep and fold. We'll rock that left hip back one more time. And then this time, instead of going back, let's come forward. So we're going to step forward with the right foot up toward the left. We're going to soften the knees, letting the ribs rest on the thighs, letting the head fall forward. If you'd like to have a block or something under your hands, please feel free to add that. And we're going to gently lift up through the hips, just as far as feels okay. Lengthening the spine, lifting through the sitting bones. Let's work with the standing complete breath. So we're going to stay here, keeping those feet rooted down. Make sure they're hip width apart, making any adjustments you need to. And imagine the earth underneath the floor where you are. Think about all the energy that is in the earth. Think about what you might need from the earth in this moment. That grounding energy, maybe it's action energy, maybe it's patience or courage, whatever you need. Think about it coming up from the earth through your floor into your hands. And as you come to your next inhaling breath, we're going to gather that into our hands. Roll our spines up, bring it into our hearts. Breathe it in, bringing those arms up. We're going to exhale, swan dive out, coming back down. Gather what we need, draw it in through the inhale, bring it into the heart. Exhale, swan dive. Follow your breath. Gathering in, filling up your cup. When you feel like you held up enough of what you need, with your exhale, begin to extend the rest, whatever is left over, out into the world, perhaps to someone else you know who needs this, perhaps to the millions of people we know who need this in this moment. or perhaps just to all beings in the world. Oops, I hooked myself. And with your next inhale, bring it into the heart and stay here. Taking a moment to notice how it feels to be able to fill up your own heart, your own cup with what you need through your breath and movement. And then you can let the hands float down. We're going to work with standing knee to chest as a balance pose. So if you would like to have the wall behind you, you can move toward the wall. Sometimes on the carpet, it's a little more uneven in our balance as well. So just be gentle with yourself depending on what happens today. So we're gonna have the option of adding a twist in if you would like. So again, listen to your body, do just as much as feels comfortable in this moment, and it may be different on each side. So we'll bring our feet hip width apart, spine tall, shoulders back and down, belly strong. Soften the knees, lift the toes, spread them wide as you lower them down. We're going to shift our weight to the left leg and come up to the big toe of the right foot. And find a focus spot for your gaze. Lift the toes, working on our balance here. If that feels okay and steady, you can lift the leg, interlacing the fingers in front of the knee. Spine is tall. Oops, I'm tipping over. Spine is tall, shoulders back and down. Belly is strong. You can stay here, or if it feels okay, you can lift the knee up into the chest. Again, keeping those shoulders back. They often want to round forward. Could bring the hand underneath the foot if that feels okay, or underneath the thigh. And if you'd like to work with extending the leg out, you can reach that leg out behind you here with the foot, or again, holding underneath the thigh. Remembering that it's better to balance longer in a less extended part of the pose than to extend out and keep tipping over like I was doing. If you'd like to add a twist, you can bend the knee, placing the hand on the left hand on the outside of the knee, or bring it on the outside of the foot, and extend that right arm out behind you, gently then turning the vision toward the right hand. We'll come back to the center, lower the leg down, shake out that left leg. All right, finding our balance on both feet again. Spine tall, shoulders back and down, belly strong, knees soft. Lift the toes and spread them wide. Shifting our weight to the right leg, we'll come up to the big toe of the left foot and find a focus spot for your gaze, your drishti. Can lift the toes, working on balance here. Can lift the knee, interlacing the fingers. Again, heart is lifted, shoulders back and down, belly strong. Stay here or bring the knee into the chest. Again, you can stay here or extend the leg out, either bringing the hands underneath the thigh, extending, or beneath the foot, extending there. And I'm gonna tip over. We'll hold here for a moment. Got it for now. Try to settle in. And then if you'd like to add the twist, again, you can bring the right hand on the outside of the knee or the outside of the foot. Reaching back with the left arm, gently bring the vision towards the left hand or not. Or try again after you tip over. So tipping over is an important part of our balance poses because it reminds us that it's okay to tip over. It's okay to make mistakes, that we can catch ourselves and we can start again. When you're ready, coming back to the center and lowering down. And we'll shake out those legs. Okay. Let me get a quick drink. All right, let's spread our legs nice and wide, having our feet facing the long end of the mat. And then I'm going to have you do is lift your heels, bring them in gently, so the toes are pointing to those front corners of the mat. Bringing the hands to the crease of the hip, we're going to move into horse pose. So we're going to sit down like we're sitting on a horse, a pretty wide horse. And if you feel like that your legs are too close together, you can walk those toes out a little further, give yourself a little more room to work with that. You can kind of shift from side to side and see how that feels, where your center is. Finding that center, spreading those toes wide. You can stay here, or if it feels okay, you can lift up one heel and then the other, working on that strengthening, or you can lift up both heels. Again, using your focus spot. Focus spot helps us feel grounded and rooted, helps balance the vestibular system. You can keep the hands on the hips or bring them to the heart. You could also bend the elbows and turn the palms up, coming into the goddess stupa pose. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Finding your strength and your center. Rooting down, lifting the heart. And let's lower the heels, bring the hands to the knees. Let's drop those hips a bit more, and we're getting a little twist, bringing that right elbow, sorry, that's a shoulder, into the center, turning your vision towards your left hand. Drop those hips as much as feels okay. Gently twisting through the upper back. Inhale back to the center, dropping the left shoulder, vision toward the right hand, gently twisting through the upper back. Inhale to the center, and then we'll straighten up tall. Turning both feet to face the long end of the mat. Let's inhale the arms up over the head. Exhale, swan dive, hips out behind us, and we'll float the hands down underneath the shoulders. Hands can rest on the floor or block. Knees are soft. Press into both feet and lift the sitting bones up toward the sky. So we're lengthening through tilting the pelvis and rooting through the feet instead of hyperextending the back of the knees. Let's walk the hands over toward the right leg, hands on the floor, block or leg, turning the torso to face the thigh as you lengthen down over the leg. Walking back to the center and over toward the left, hands on the floor, block or leg, turning the torso to face the thigh as you lengthen down. Lifting through the hip as you root through the foot. Gently coming back to the center, lengthening through the spine. Let's bring the feet closer toward each other, stopping just outside of hip width apart. If you'd like to put a block in the center behind the heels, please go ahead and do that. We'll work with Malasana squat, dropping the hips, bringing the hands to the heart. You can stay here as a strengthening option for Malasana, or if it feels better for you or you want to work on opening the hips, you can bring the hips down onto the block or by the heel. Think about bringing the elbows or upper arms into the thighs or knees. And if neither of these feel good, you can also come all the way down to the floor, walking the feet a few inches apart, bringing the elbows into the knees here. So whichever position you're in, think about lengthening through the spine, rooting through the tailbone. And then let's come all the way down if you're not already and meet in cross-legged. Let's lengthen through the spine, shoulders back and down. With your next inhale, reach up through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, tilt the right ear over the right shoulder. Hold and breathe, tucking that right shoulder back and down, breathing into the left side of the neck. Notice if you're holding on in the hips or in the jaw, and just gently let go with kindness. With your next inhale, come back to the center. And as you exhale, drop the left ear over the left shoulder tucks back and down as you breathe into the right side of the neck. Heart stays lifted even though the head is tilted. And with your next inhale, come back to the center. As you exhale, turn your chin over your right shoulder. Shoulders tucked back and down, heart lifts, hold and breathe. With your next inhaling breath, come back to the center. And as you exhale, turn the chin over the left shoulder. Shoulders back and down, heart is lifted, hold and breathe. With your next inhale, come back to the center and let the breath go. Let's bend our knees in front of us. Rounding the spine, gently roll back using your belly muscles. Lengthen through the neck, tuck the shoulders under. Lift the legs up toward the sky. You can rock your hands or a block underneath the hips to support the legs. Lengthening through your neck. Allow the ankles and knees to be soft. As you breathe into the belly, letting whatever you need to let go of drain out through the legs, into the hips, down into the earth. And gently bend the knees, rock the hands out from underneath or the block. Gently rock a little from side to side, massaging the low back. Can also kind of bring the knees in and out, making small circles, reversing those circles. And if you'd like to have one last twist, you can bring the arms out to the sides, palms facing down, knees together. Gently drop the knees to the right, vision to the left, releasing any tension. With the next inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, dropping the legs to the left, vision to the right. And taking that breath in and out. With your next inhale, come back to the center. And we'll lower the legs. And gently extend them out into Shavasana. If you'd like to, go ahead and cover up a little to keep the warmth in your body. Be sure to do that. We'll have our legs about hip-width apart, or if that doesn't feel good for your back, you can bring the feet to the outer edges of the mat, resting the knees together. You can also add a bolster or blanket underneath the knees to give a little more support. Notice the shoulders, tuck them under, arms slightly away from the body with the palms turned up. Relax your forehead, soften your eyes, loosen your jaw. Gently bring your awareness back to the breath. Allowing each inhale to fill you with a sense of peace and calm. Allowing each exhale to release anything that no longer serves you. It might be a pattern of thinking or behavior. It might be the story that you notice comes to mind when you're in distress. Letting them go gently with the breath. Creating space for new ways of thinking, new ways of being, new ways of seeing yourself, others, and the world. Let the breath bring you back to your heart center, reconnecting with the light and joy that always reside deep within your heart. Let each breath fill your heart with loving kindness for yourself. Sending that loving kindness to each and every cell of your body. Honoring all of who you are in this moment. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And stretch in whatever way feels comfortable for you. When you're ready, you can gently roll to your side and rest there for a moment. And then return to a seated position. We'll end with a metta blessing of loving kindness. Please feel free to join in. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings have peace. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. May all beings be free. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for coming and joining me today.